Howdy folks, we got a short clean water instructional video. We're going to show you how to work on the 5700E to replace the seals and spacers and inspect the piston chamber. The first thing you're going to do, I've got the bypass is not attached, but the first thing you're going to do is close both your inlet and your outlet. I know you can't see me right now there. Now they're closed. Okay, and then you're going to remove your two clips, and then you're going to scoot the tank forward. When you do that, you have to relieve the pressure before you do that, so you have to get it into the backwash position. If you can't do that, that's the problem and you can't move the piston, then you leave these valves open and you have to cut off your water supply and open something out after the filter to release the pressure. Once you're ready to go forward and you've got the valve on the tank, then the first thing you're going to do is raise the cover up. It's got clips on either side. Pull up the clips and put this here, and then this is what you'll be looking at. The first screw you're going to remove is the yoke screw. I've already loosened these up, so this shouldn't take too long. You're going to remove this yoke screw. It's got a washer. Don't lose the washer and the black screw. And then there's two screws here on the white plastic. Remove those first. When you have the two on the white plastic removed, now you can lift the whole thing up and get rid of the top half, the electronic control head, and now we are looking at the piston yoke and the top end of the piston. Now these last two screws, there's three screws here on the steel plate. You're going to remove all three of the screws on the steel plate. 1, 2, and 3, and then of course the steel plate is going to come up. Now your valve is going to have this right here. It's going to have a brine valve sticking right there that'll be seated in there. So you'll be also looking at that brine valve, and you'll also be putting the brine valve will be like that, so when you take it and get apart. Now this is the piston, and all you're going to do is pull up on it. It's going to come out, and it's going to come out with the seals and spacers. Mine are all brand new and clean and shiny. Yours are not going to be. This is the piston right here. If your piston has really bad score marks on it and the flat outside edges have score marks that your fingernails catch on, and you were having water going to drain before this was happening, then the piston will need to be replaced to stop that. Most of the time, however, what happens is that some grit gets caught between the seals and spacers, and as the piston is moving in through here, it slowly over time shreds up that, and then that's a problem too. Generally, however, all the problem is that it's very dirty in there, and you need to take all of the seals and spacers out and then clean everything as best you can. Wash the seals and spacers off, clean the seals and spacers, and then obviously you can't, doing for the purpose of demonstration, this whole area, you need to clean this out. Get a rag, get some chlorine, and diluted chlorine or vinegar also can work. Hydrogen peroxide can also work, and clean all of this area and get as much of the rust debris that you can get out. And then you'll start and you'll put back, it goes rubber seal first, and then plastic hard spacer, and seal spacer, seal spacer, seal spacer back in until you've got them all back in, and then you'll put that back on there. Whoops, sorry, you got to put the piston in first, and then you'll put that back on there. You'll put your 3 screws down, and then you'll put the cover back on, and then you'll put your other 2 screws back, and then you'll put your final yoke screw back. And then when you do that, your valve also will have a red sticker here saying do not turn, but you can in fact turn it as far as that goes, and that's what's causing the piston to go up and down as far as that goes. When you're troubleshooting, and maybe I should have said this in the first part of the video, if you go to turn this and it doesn't turn, that's indicating that the piston can't move because of debris in the valve body. And so, as I said, I just showed you how to fix that. There you go, folks. Thanks.